Welcome to Study Loop.
Hi everyone. So today, before we dive into our question, let's first talk about what an endotherm is. So an endotherm, the key part is endo, which means internal, and then therm, which has to do with heat. So these are organisms that conserve their heat internally and maintain the same sort of body temperature. On the other hand, we have what we call ectotherms, who rely on the outside or ecto and their environment to conserve their body heat and maintain it in a way that they can stay alive. So endotherms tend to be like mammals, is what we generally consider and associate with them with, and ectotherms tend to be like snakes or reptiles or other such reptiles. So the question that we're being asked today is if endotherms that have that are smaller, if they have a greater or larger surface area. So to make that a bit more clear, if endotherms are smaller, so for example a rat, versus a larger endotherm like an elephant, which one has a smaller or larger surface area? So the answer to this is going to be that the rat has a larger surface area compared to the elephant in terms of the surface area ratio to mass. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you have a rat, you have a small amount of mass, but you have all the surface area in proportion to that. And with an elephant, you have a lot of mass, and the ratio of the surface area to the mass is much smaller. So the rat does have the larger surface area. And what this has to do with them being endotherms is if they have a larger surface area in relationship to their mass, then that means that they can they can lose more heat, because the more surface area you have, the more opportunity you have to lose heat. And so if you're losing heat, then you're going to need more energy per gram, so more energy per gram to stay alive. So for that reason, we know that elephants have a smaller surface area and rats have a larger surface area. And basically, smaller endotherms have a larger surface area than larger endotherms.